So because I'm in Texas, I got to do a little thing. I got to go out to Hyperloop Plaza. I got to check out the boring tunnel and all that good stuff. The Boring Company here, and this is Hyperloop Plaza. So I've got Chap here. He's a neighbor. He's got his own channel, link in the description. This area has changed a little bit in the last few years. This used to be grazing area.
Yeah.
And now it is owned by the Boring Company, far and wide. They bought it up out quite a ways. Across the street, we've got the Starlink manufacturing facility where they make Dishy McFlatface and the user terminals. And they've got restrooms over there, porta potties as it were. And I don't know if it shows up on camera. Might have to zoom in a little, but look at the size of that loading bay. That is.
Put a rocket through there, I think.
You could fit a rocket through there. I wonder if they will at some point make satellites here. It's possible. I don't know. You'd have to really relocate a lot of people because that's a pretty specialized thing. So in terms of changes we've seen, again, this was all the way over to those trees. This was pasture. Some other changes we've seen, they brought city water in, so that now both of these facilities are on city water.
Yep.
Which is great because the amount of water you'd need to draw from wells and stuff would probably be kind of too much for this many employees, I think.
Yeah, and the last number I heard thrown around was 1,200 out here.
1,200
employees,
people.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot of employees. Yeah, just in terms of bathroom breaks alone, that's thousands of gallons a day, for sure. And there are some people who live on the other side of that fence. That's new.
Yes, the Snail Brook. We've got, I think I just counted 14 or 16 homes. Those are employees and their families, and they've got a swimming pool and some other amenities there right on site.
What other amenities do they have on site?
They've
got the school, they've got the pool.
I don't know if the school is done. They do have the pool, they have a gym, and then this was in the plans as a bistro. I assumed it was going to be employee only, but it's public, and they're going to have a bar in there, and they've got a barber. But this is kind of the main thing. On the other side of SpaceX, they have the food trucks in the area outside, but I'm not sure what else.
Oh, but those are probably not open to the public?
You got to get through that gate, and I have not tried to do that. But
with
an invitation, you probably could.
I'm just here for the tacos, sir. This is a Wendy's. No. Other changes we have seen. So sewer is on the way.
Yes, the city, we're about 4 miles from the city limit in the extraterritorial district here. And so they're in the process of moving utilities out here, the sewer system specifically. In the meantime, these companies are trying to build their own private plant and just have
for wastewater treatment?
Yeah, and there's some concerns about that because of their compliance history, and I think we're up to 14 violations.
Yeah, the Boring Company has racked up a couple violations in terms of asking for forgiveness rather than permission. And, you know, this is people's water. They can do better, and they will. It'd be great if they did it. It'd be great if they just did it. So maybe we'll get to that point. You watched them more or less dig that first tunnel.
Yes.
Did you get to meet Kanye?
Was he here?
I don't know. Somebody famous came out for the second tunnel.
Oh, well, Elon was here for the second one for sure. Maybe someone else.
I think there was. We'll see if we can find out who it was that came to the second tunnel surfacing event. Very short tunnels. I don't know if they're going to keep digging test tunnels. What do you think they're going to do? Just keep poking holes under the highway?
That's what their permits say. They can dig as many test tunnels as they want. Yeah.
Including under the highway.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, the state actually gave them a driveway permit for the tunnels, which I think is a little disingenuous. But yeah, they can do as many as they want.
But what is a tunnel if not the driveway of the mole men? Oh, I love that. That's hilarious. That crane looks very substantial. That looks like it could lift a tunneling device.
That's exactly, yeah, what they do. It's been here the whole time. It's one of the longest pieces of equipment that's been here.
Wow, that's heavy duty. Now this big building, the boring tunnel one, that's not one of the first, but one of the newer, is that right?
Yeah, it's 80,000 square feet, and they actually assemble and build the TBMs, the tunnel boring machines in there, and bring them out. And yeah.
In terms of perspective, let's look at the diameter here.
I think that all the machines we've seen are 13 feet diameter, and they do the concrete casting there and the molding for these tunnel walls, as well as the road base, the flat road that sits inside of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have you hold this for a second so I can, because give you an idea of the size. Oh yeah, the sound does do that when you get into it. It's now one thing I had said, and apologies to viewers of previous videos, was that they that the diameter 13.6, 13.4, whatever it is within 1 inch of the size of, within like an inch or two of the size of what they use in the London Tube.
Oh, really?
It is, and that remains true. But what was pointed out to me is you can stay off the walls when you're on rails a little easier than you can without rails. And that was a consideration I had failed to make. Hyperloop Plaza opened in
The last month?
May or June.
No, just recently.
Or no, sorry.
To the public, yeah.
November, December. I'm here, and it's not summer. That's a first. That's new for me.
But that playground, I'm excited about that playground going in
Yeah,
for the
playground
kids.
going in. The big things up high, one of them looks like it might be for concrete.
Yep,
There's a little batch plant there.
exactly.
And then the conveyor belt. We did a video from the air where we talked about some of these things. How many people you said work across the street there?
I think 1,200 is the eventual goal. They're still doing, obviously, finishing work, so I'm not sure where we're at. They just transferred this lot next to them from, it's called Gapped Bass, is the shell company name that they bought a lot of this land. So they just transferred that to SpaceX, and they've submitted a plan for a big parking lot. So
Interesting. A big parking lot, sure. And another change you'd mentioned was they've got fiber in the area, not necessarily to people's homes, but fiber is to some of the streets.
yes, they brought it from the highway.
From the highway. Oh, another thing they brought out was power.
Yes, huge upgrade in power, and all the power lines from here to the substation have
All the
been
way
upgraded.
from here to the substation, which I assume is a few miles at
Yeah,
least.
right back to the highway, yeah.
Yeah. So that allowed them to think of how much juice you're going to need for something like the Starlink for a factory of, that's got to be 400,000 square feet at least.
And all the charging, the electric
all
charging.
All the charging, yes. There's quite a bit of different stuff. Just superchargers alone will draw a watt or two. Any other big changes? Is this road getting wider?
We did. We had a center lane put in and 2 turn lanes on the side. That happened in the last few months.
And has that helped?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's way safer than
Because
what it was.
a road of just 2 lanes
Yeah, that's
to
what we
handle
had.
all the trucks coming and going and stopping is inadequate.
Yeah. Howdy.
And so we got roads, we got water, we got sewer, we got electrical, we got internet.
Mm-hmm. What else do you need?
What else do you need apart from some really good coffee?
Housing. They're going to build 100 more houses.
That's right, they're going to build houses.
And the really good coffee. Sorry. I missed it.
That's all right. Yeah, and they're going to put in, there have been news articles about that. So that's very exciting too. And then, of course, as of just now, they've got a bucket, a large cherry picker. Breaking news, you heard it here first. Not sure how much that's going to affect the long-term plans, but probably a lot. And this is an exclusive just for you guys. It is entering the location, I repeat. By the way, if you ever want to sneak onto that facility, all you need is that truck with that bucket loader. And apparently they just let you drive right on. You can get to the taco trucks. It's a conspiracy, I tells you. Very fun. And of course, they'll landscape this at some point. Soon, I'm guessing, based on the looks of it. Boy, water really pools.
Yeah, this it's an interesting area. We're on a basically ancient riverbed. We're so close, and we get floods and droughts, and so I think all those can be hard without good planning.
Well, I'll tell you, last time I was here, it was dusty. And it does, I imagine, still get dusty on the regular.
Yeah, it was a very dry summer. Yeah.
It was a dry summer. All right. So what questions do you have, you guys? I don't know. I'd say I just work here, but I don't work here. And I wouldn't call this work because you guys make it worth it. Yeah, that's true. So what do we miss? What do we misunderstand? Leave it all into them comments below. Like, subscribe, do the usual things. Support me if you feel like it on YouTube as a channel member, on X as a subscriber, or on Patreon as a patron. You know what you're doing. If you made it this far in the video, you at least got to smack the thumb. Doesn't matter which direction, it's purely decorative. So stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots, perhaps in a tunnel where we're trapped. I don't know. If I stand all the way out here...
I could lean against the car.
If I stand all the way...
You come down here.
Now I am roughly the right height. It's just that your head is very small. Rosh puts these after the credits.